ที่เมียนมามีการฉลองเทศกาลติงยานกันอย่างไรท่ามกลางสถานการณ์ตึงเครียดทางการเมืองไปติดตามใน Asean Connect กับคุณชิวลิปนาคสมภพเราค่ะ
Asean Connect วันนี้นะคะเราจะต่อสายตรงไปพูดคุยกับผู้สื่อข่าวจากนครย่างกุ้งในประเทศเมียนมาค่ะตอนนี้คุณเดวิดตูนอยู่ในสายกับเราแล้วนะคะจะมาเล่าให้เราฟังว่าบรรยากาศเทศกาลติงยานในเมียนมาตอนนี้เป็นอย่างไรค่ะ Hi
Hello, how have you been?
I think when you initially told me about this event it's like a festival, right? It's very similar to Songkran in Thailand, right?
Yes, it is. I believe it is a common festival we share among several Southeast Asian countries, among which Myanmar, Thailand, of course, and then even Cambodia, I believe, although we may have slightly different dates to how we actually celebrate it. Yeah.
So this year, it will be the first year without really COVID overshadow everything. So did government announce anything differently, any kind of restriction or nothing at all?
For Myanmar, it is the biggest festival, I would say, in my country by far. But it has been 3 years, I would say, because the first 2 years there's COVID, and then there's no, festivity going on. We're not allowed to do that. And then the other year, it's there's a coup that happened, so nothing really happened. So this year, the government is trying to push out some sort of normalcy when it comes to Tinjan, but there has been several issues. One being that, as you're well aware, the ongoing bouts of violence in the country, while it is mainly focused in rural areas. Things have been known to happen even in major cities like Yangon that I'm currently in. Yeah.
But I am sure that people kind of hope to have something lively happening, right?
Yeah, of course. We Myanmar people love festivities, I guess, as much as any other Southeast Asian would do. I'm guessing, though, that as I've experienced with the previous years during lockdown and COVID, that during Tinjan festival, because things are, especially like during COVID-19, right, the rules are much more relaxed if you go to remote areas or vacation areas, right? So what's been happening, and this is also happening currently right now, a lot of people, this is a major city of Yangon, a lot of migrant workers come here to work, right? So they went back to their home for the holidays. And then Yangon residents, what they will do is they would rather choose to go on a trip instead to other popular tourist destinations like the beach or whatever, right? One is to escape from the heat, and secondly is to, experience Tinjan in relatively smaller scale, but much more likely happening. So what I expect in Tinjan this year is going to be that there will be some, I don't know whether you call it pandals or water pavilions. We usually construct them and then we put music up there, and then we have people up there spraying water down on revelers with pipes and all that, right?
Right.
So some of that will be there, and mainly those are going to be government sanctioned ones. So meaning that in Yangon, the biggest one has always been the in front of City Hall. But those kind of places, people are worried about some sort of bomb going off or some sort of attacks happening there. So these kind of fears are still present. Not much for COVID-19 anymore, but yeah, that's kind of actual physical violence breaking out and happening. And then as well as, there is this notion of some people that, especially in light of the recent attacks and happening battles that happen, right? So some people have a mindset that, there are these trouble brewing, that's still happening in the country. We as responsible citizens should not be happily enjoying the water festival while our countrymen are suffering.
Right.
So that kind of thing. So a lot of people will rather choose to head out of Yangon and go enjoy Tinjan festival in like remote areas.
So from what I heard from you, in normal situation, big city like Yangon or Naypyidaw will be pretty quiet during long holiday like this, right?
If you look at the footage from like quote unquote previous era, like 5 years, let's say, right? Things are pretty wild in Yangon. So it will be just a string of these big stages, and then since it's a very happening area, right? There will be a huge traffic jam of like revelers, right? They are on the truck and they're just waiting in the sun to get to their turn of spending like a minute or two under the water and dancing and drinking and whatever, right? So it used to be that way. But right now in Myanmar, in Yangon, especially major cities, I think the most lively areas will probably be like local neighborhoods. You can walk around and the children will probably splash water at you. So those kind of celebrations and all that will still be around, but probably that, especially now that the government is pushing festivities to happen, it feels that way. So I'm guessing that in Yangon, maybe or Manly or whatever, there's not going to be a lot of things happening.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the story today, and happy holiday to you and your family. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
ค่ะอย่างที่เดวิดบอกนะคะคุณผู้ชมเทศกาลสงกรานต์คือปีใหม่ไทยเนี่ยจริงๆแล้วก็เป็นเทศกาลที่มีประเทศเพื่อนบ้านฉลองอะไรที่คล้ายๆกันใกล้เคียงกันนะคะอย่างที่กัมพูชาหรืออย่างที่เมียนมานั่นเองค่ะและนั่นคือทั้งหมดในอาเซียนคอนเนควันนี้ค่ะ